Live. Hello, my global Echelon family. Here I am in beautiful Brazil, and last night I had the opportunity to go to someone's 40th birthday that I have known since she was a young girl. And it gave me an opportunity to witness and participate in this grouping celebration and people coming together in small couples and bigger family and big groups. And so that is our theme for today. And the theme is groups, which is part of our intensives that we're having this year, which is this conversation of global groups, global citizenry, which is what groups are about. How do we behave? How do we feel the self in groups? And it's so important for us to look at this time on the planet, because this is a time of groups, and we've never had it before. We've never trusted humans. We feel that we lose ourselves. We still have the psychogenetic inheritance of the leader. This is not the time of the leader. This is the time of this orchestration of each person offering the gifts that they have to a group. Even if you feel that you're silent in a group, that you're not using your voice, your presence is influencing the directions of the group or the energies of the group. We have stuck in our minds that statement that says groups tend to drop to the lowest common denominator. We certainly see that at football games, etc., where crowds do things, say things that they would never say individually. What we want to do as agents of change is to direct our energy to helping humanity lift up and find that we can trust each other, that we can work in groups, that we can harvest the wisdom, the energy of each other, so that what we do together is much more powerful than waiting for the leader to choose the direction. I love what's happening on the planet right now, where the young people are taking the helm because they have to, because the governments and the organizations are not caring for our planet. They are not protecting people. They are not creating a balance where everyone, as we say in our Constitution in the United States, that all men are created equal. Well, that may not seem to be true, but certainly everyone does have the right to the pursuit of health and happiness. And so if we can begin to recognize what my higher self taught me so long ago, what happens to you happens to me in one way or another. And if we understood that, we could begin to care much more carefully about what happens to everyone else. And that's the story today. I feel that you and I, as agents of change, have much to give to this conversation, because we're seeing it in the United States as part of the struggle for who's going to be the next leader, who's going to be the president. So groups are lining up to attack each other instead of seeing how they could come together and create a stronger nation. And this is an echo that's being heard around the world, where people are going to the streets. They're doing whatever they can to realize that there is power in groups. And that power can be used wisely and gently. It doesn't have to be used violently. I love the template of a 16-year-old girl from Sweden speaking at the UN and saying, you governments are not protecting this planet. You must begin now. Look at that. It doesn't matter how young you are, how old you are. If you have a passion, if you have a knowing, if you have a wisdom, you can put it forth one way or another. And so let's polish this potential. Let's see the potential of groups. Again, we are a soul group that comes to this planet. Even if you're a newborn baby or you're a 90-year-old, we are in the same soul group, because we are in the same dimension at the same time, and there's a purpose for that. Remember that every newborn baby is a fully developed soul, just wandering around in that body. I'm witnessing here in Brazil some little 6-year-olds who have the intelligence and the wisdom of adults mature beings because they are. And so let's see what we can do in our global echelon today to bring forth a new kind of way of relating to groups. So the first thing we want to do, of course, is to bring the light in so that it quickens us and it releases us from the limitation of our minds and opens us to the infinite consciousness that we have. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath into your body. And draw the white light from the cosmos down through the top of your head and laser it out through your solar plexus across the planet, feeling as if it's kissing, as that light is kissing all humanity, and then back up into the cosmos. And take a deep breath and draw the white light down. And feel it moving through you. You are a channel of this high frequency that alters matter, that alters potential, radiated out across the planet and back into the sky. Great. And open your eyes. We not only have fear of groups because of any experiences you might have had as a child, belonging, not being chosen, being silenced, whatever those things are. We have psychogenetically from primordial times, before even tribes, primitive man, that conversation that if you were not in your place in a group, you didn't survive. And we have that echoes all the way through history. Women have very strongly that in the past, even 100 years ago, perhaps even 80 years ago, if you did not have a partner, you were not included. You were not taken care of. And so we have the fear on one hand and the natural genetic desire, which is part of being a human. We are group animals, on the other hand. And so we have to find that way to not lose the self, but to see that we can play many roles and many moments in a group and know that we are participating and that it's important to our evolution and the evolution of everyone. So let's begin by clearing away in our bodies, and then we're going to go into our genetics and clear away that fear of groups so that we can participate with more joy and more power. So close your eyes, breathe deeply into your body, because that allows your brain to relax so that you can perceive higher truths. Ask your body where it holds the fear of groups. Just, again, you might hear the place or see the place or feel the place. And bring your conscious awareness into that place and ask it what color it needs to release that fear. You may have gotten it from family, from school, from religion, from organizations. You don't have to carry it. It is blocking your true gift of strength, power. Suck that color directly into that place that's holding the fear and allow the power of light that manifests and demanifests everything to wash away the fear of groups. Breathe deeply and keep that color coming into that place in your body and washing away that fear. And then breathe deeply and open your eyes and kind of shake loose your body a little bit. Remember that fear contracts us. And we want to expand, not only in our consciousness, but in the consciousness of our cells and the energies, the waves of energy that come out through our auric fields, so that we amplify our presence. That's it. Now we'll go in and find on our DNA coding that element of fear. Remember that clearing our genetic encoding, it's not a place in your body. You want to visualize, however you see it, that point on your genetic encoding, on your DNA. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath into your body. And ask your body to show you the precise point on your DNA. Might be your emotional DNA or your spiritual or your physical DNA. Just find a point where you are holding that inheritance of fear of groups. It could look like a black spot, a hole, a shadow, a tear, some kind of web. However you perceive that fear that you have inherited, you might not even know you have it, but it influences your willingness to participate in groups. So however you perceive that point of fear, observe it. And now ask your higher self to show you the brightest, most radiant white light and laser it in to that point and blast that point of fear crowds out of your genetic encoding. Just feel the light take its place and blast it out, lifting it off your genetic encoding. And witness that. See what happens, how it comes back together. And now command the trillions of cells of your body to record that shift in your genetic encoding. So breathe deeply and imagine that every cell of your body is now set free of that fear. It's held in the mind of the cell. It's held in the encoding. Feel your body going free. Feel the energy that comes to take the place of the fear. It opens you. That's it. And take a deep breath and open your eyes. And now, as we clear ourselves, as we free ourselves, then we begin that octave of our place, our relationship to the world around us. And so what we want to do now is to send light to the groups to which we belong. It might be that what comes to you is your family or your neighborhood or your society or your nation, your race, your religion. Definitely. Any grouping, let your higher self choose for you the grouping that is important for you to send light in order to reshift and support that group and change your relationship to it. Close your eyes, take a deep breath into your body. Ask your higher self now to show you the group that you need to support right now. Once you get them in your mind's eye, ask them what color they need from you to go to a new octave of oneness, of recognition, of respect and manifestation. And draw that color from the cosmos down through the top of your head and laser it out to that group, sending that frequency of light that they're asking for that will help them to coalesce into a powerful grouping that functions with grace, with peace, with power. Just keep sending that frequency to them that they're asking for. So you feel a shift You might begin to smile, or minor dancing. Whatever cues you to that they have received that light and it's given them a new potential. That's what we're looking for. And take a deep breath and open your eyes. It's really important to recognize that no matter our passion, no matter our place in a group, or our ideas about what is right or what could be or should be, we don't always have that capacity to control anything outside us or inside us sometimes. But we do have the right and the mandate to extend out our highest potential, our highest level of consciousness, and to seed that so that the pathway of that grouping or those choices that are made are choices that are really supportive of evolutionary processes. And that's what we're doing here. So when you send light to a group, you're allowing them to psychically, spiritually begin to lose their fear and to harvest each other. We cannot wait for someone else to heal this planet, to heal ourselves, to show us the way. I think it's very important to know that if you start on a path or you make a choice and then it doesn't seem to be the right one, you have the power and the freedom to turn around and change that. And so we really, on a spiritual level, can't make a mistake. We can learn from every choice we make. And this is called evolution. So now, as agents of change, I think we want to give this gift to all of the groups on a planetary level, on a global level. And again, what I've been seeing is this one group against another group that is so territorial, that's so primordial, that's so out of sync with what needs to occur at this time. And so we want to seed into humanity that potential of opposite groups coming together, finding a way to move into the future. And so let's do that now, to really send an energy that groups around the planet. And maybe as you ask to see which groups you should work with, groups that are in conflict with each other, or groups that are not making the decisions, that are stuck somehow, or that they need to see that if they come together, everything and everyone will be good. Yeah. That everyone will get what they need in the end. But to get what we need, we have to see the needs of the others. That's how this incredible figure eight of inclusion, of interdependency works. So let's close our eyes. Take a deep breath into your body and ask your higher self to show you any groups. And you might see several clumps of groups, political groups, religious groups, racial groups, familial groups. You may see several different kinds of groups. Just see who comes to mind. Now ask them what color, the language of the cosmos, they need from you to find the way to harmonize, to use the gifts of each being within the group to the highest octave. See what color comes to you. Draw that color from the cosmos down through the top of your head and laser it out to those groups. And feel that light that they're asking for penetrate the whole group and start creating a shift, a new kind of fluidity of communication, of contact, of interface. Keep sending that light. And if you've been doing it with one group and then you perceive another group, ask them what color, see if it's the same, and continue on. And now allow yourself to perceive this hologram so that you, in your mind's eye, really feel the effect of the light that you've sent, that you feel or perceive or see these groups actually coming together. And that new kind of spark, that new kind of energy. And take a deep breath into your body and open your eyes. It's so wonderful. I'm laughing because at the very end of that, my higher self gave this little tidbit, which perhaps you can use as your homework, which is to look at all the organs of your body, parts of your body, and ask them what color they need to function together so that we have perfect health, so that we begin to have that potential body that belongs to us. So if all of your organs can orchestrate, because they are influencing each other in such a way that there is that beautiful flowing of energy, no blocking, no lacking, then we will really live around so that we can pass through this funnel that our earth is going through and that we are going through. I send you a little giggle and my great love. Until next time.